Investigators reportedly believe Iran was likely behind a massive cyber attack that hit Minnesota on Sunday and Monday. Over 30 community water systems were affected by this, with one city forced to briefly shut down its water plant altogether. Mike Tobin has more on this developing story out of our Midwest Bureau. Mike?
And Sandra, investigators say this is probably the work of Iranian hackers, but they can't say that with certainty. For years, Iran has targeted U.S. water systems with limited success. But the mayor of Brom, Minnesota, says starting on Monday, the plant operator realized that the big tower was calling for more water, but the well was not cooperating. They realized the machinery was receiving power, just not doing what it was supposed to do. So they investigated and found 4 neighboring systems were experiencing the same problem. Plant operators restored backup and overrode systems manually. Ultimately, 30 communities were affected, but the disruption to water systems was minimal. Investigators haven't released many details about the suspected cyber attack, but they say the timing, the method, the access, and targets are all very similar to what they've seen from Iran before. Now, with aging security technology, the mayor says whatever happened should serve as a wake-up call, that investment is needed, and the cyber experts agree with him.
Is it discovering a set of vulnerabilities we weren't aware about? All they have to do is pick the 1 or 2 things that's very difficult for us to defend. It could be Minnesota today. It could be a small town in Kansas tomorrow. It could be a major metro area in Los Angeles the day after. They pick the targets, right? We have to be good at defending this.
Now, one of the reasons investigators are leaning toward the conclusion that hackers are state actors bent on destruction, no one demanded a ransom. And as you sometimes see that when a large system comes under attack. Now, the FBI has confirmed that the Bureau is aware of the incident and is in contact with the victims to resolve the matter. Sandra?
All right, Mike Tobin live out of Chicago on that for us. Thanks, Mike.
Yes. Let's bring in David Kennedy, founder of cybersecurity companies Trusted Sec and Binary Defense. Is there a way to definitively say where an attack like this came from, if it came from Iran?
It's very typical of Iran, all these patterns targeting water treatment facilities. You know, if you look at other adversaries like Russia or China, they're more exploratory. So in the event, if we had a conflict with them, they could shut the water treatment facilities down. In this specific case, they took action. And on top of it, you know, traditionally what we see with ransomware groups or organized crime groups is that they'll leave a ransom so they have to pay a certain amount of money back. So this is all leading towards Iran 100%. And they're looking at any way they can potentially impact geopolitical components here back in the United States, inflicting damage, causing, you know, energy shortages, any type of crisis they can create to put pressure on the president from here. So I would say it's pretty much confirmed it's Iran at this point. And from my sources that I've talked to before as well, in the government space, they're very confident that this came from Iran.
All right, we're talking about Minnesota right now, but John Israel, who is Minnesota's chief information officer, said Minnesota was one of the early detectors of this, but we're seeing that this same threat activity has likely been occurring in other states throughout the nation. Do you know if our government, especially at the state level, is prepared to deal with this kind of attack? I mean, the sophistication of the attacks grows almost more quickly than we can defend.
Yeah, especially with what's going on with artificial intelligence, it's greatly increased offensive capabilities, not just for nation states, but organized crime groups. You know, something that used to be, you know, reserved for a very few elite to be able to hack into these types of systems are now, you know, afforded to pretty much the masses on being able to compromise systems. And so there's the Cybersecurity Infrastructure and Security Agency, which is a federal agency that's tasked with protecting critical infrastructure. However, over 87% of our critical infrastructure is private sector owned. And a lot of these systems are super archaic. I mean, you're talking, you know, 60s, 70s, and 80s technology, which is really difficult to secure and would cost millions, if not tens of millions of dollars to, you know, fix those systems or upgrade them to a later technological advancement that could protect them. So our grid is very vulnerable, and we've known this for, you know, the past 15 to 20 years, and CISA's been doing everything they possibly can to secure it, but there's definitely weaknesses, especially in these local municipalities where cybersecurity, IT, things like that, they might have one person dedicated to the entire city for IT.
David,
you know, that's a problem.
Do you think that people across the country need to worry about the water supply?
I think right now Iran is definitely trying to target that. I think the cities need to be on notice for any suspicious activity. I'm concerned right now about it, specifically because Iran is lashing out at anything they possibly can, and that can include, you know, our energy production, how we get, you know, our lights on in our houses, supply chain. So we saw a number of years ago hacking our supply chain infrastructure. All of those right now are open field for Iran, and something that we need to be really vigilant about as these continue to escalate.
Okay, so I just want to put on the last minute that we have, here are some Iran-linked cyber attacks in the United States from 2025 to 2026 that we can show you. So this hasn't included the healthcare systems. Like, for example, if you have a NIC unit, right, you want to be concerned about that. Now you have water, power facilities. And I'm just thinking, President Trump has been warning that he is willing to go after their power plants, their desalination plants. And he has said he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to hurt civilians. But to me, this is an act of war against civilians, even if they were unsuccessful in their attempt. Final word to you.
Yeah, they have no ethics when it comes to hacking. They will disrupt, emergency rooms, loss of life. They don't care. They want to inflict as much damage as possible here in the United States, including our civilian population, without rhyme or reason. And I absolutely agree in that point and the fact that they're being overtly aggressive in this, where cyber, you traditionally have rules, kind of things you don't do. Iran doesn't play by that same book, and we need to look at that from a kinetic extension as well.
David, stay in touch with us. Thank you so much. In a way, I hope
Thanks,
I never
Dana.
see you again, but I have a feeling that we will. Thank you so much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.